obviously we can. So hello and welcome to the Two-Way Street Coffee House. We're glad that you're here. We wish we could be in person, but we've been having to do these concerts virtually. But we're so glad that you joined us tonight because our artist, Kerry Patrick Clark, is amazing. It's going to be great. But speaking of all the things that we're doing virtually, Saturday night or Saturday afternoon, we have the Country Western Jam from 2 to 4, led by the Plank Road's own Bob O'Hanlon.
And next week for our Friday night concert series, we have Still on the Hill. So you'll be sure to want to tune in for that. You can find all the information you need to know at www.twowaystreet.org about all these events.
Speaking of twowaystreet.org, if you want to make a donation for tonight's artist, there's a donate button on the front page. That's where you can make your donation for tonight.
Yeah, so please be sure to visit the page and make a donation. But now it's time to introduce our artist. Kerry Patrick Clark is a musical Norman Rockwell. His palette is a simple 12-note scale, a 6-string guitar, and one voice that seeks to sing hope into the human experience. His songs are the compass that points to the heart home. Carrie is a former member of the folk group The New Christy Minstrels, a Martin guitar preferred artist, the singer-songwriter of the #1 folk song of 2014, In a Perfect World, and the #1 Root Music Reports holiday album of 2017, The Heart of Christmas. He released his 9th CD, Oh What a Show, in early September. We are so excited to have you here tonight, Kerry Patrick Clark.
Oh, thank you, guys. Thank you. And thank you for joining us this evening. Let's pretend we're in a circus. I got all the makeup and the masks. Everybody needs to choose one. All depends upon your act. I got elephants and tigers, and the clown car should be packed. Oh, that death-defying high wire. At one point all the nets retract. See a big top, mic drop. Everybody's saying unbelievably amazing. Oh, in a top hat, all that. Everybody's saying what a show. What a show. We all line up for our entrance. Animals, then acrobats, then clowns. Cue the spotlight and the music. Oh, this big top, don't leave town. We can talk about that later. Crowds don't come or don't react. We just try on different makeup and then rearrange the acts. See a big top, mic drop. Everybody's saying it's unbelievably amazing. Oh, in a top hat, all that. Everybody's saying what a show. Tell me what you're thinking. Need to let it sink in. Don't have all the details figured out. Living life is crazy. People need amazing. Just one moment we forget about. See a big top, mic drop. Everybody's saying it's unbelievably amazing. Oh, in a top hat, all that. Everybody's saying what a show. Well, I guess that makes me the ringmaster of this circus. Welcome to our big top. I don't know if you're like me, but man, I look around even just a couple of years ago and just go, this is crazy. You be careful when you start uttering words like that as a songwriter, because then the songwriter takes over and starts singing circus metaphors and ideas everywhere. Tell me what you think and need to let it sink in. Don't have all the details figured out. Living life is crazy. People need amazing. So for just one moment we forget about. See a big top, mic drop, and everybody's saying unbelievably amazing. Oh, in a top hat, all that, everybody's saying what a show. What a show. Ooh, what a show. Well, hopefully that is what tonight is a show. Actually, I hope it's not a show. You know what I mean by that? There's too much craziness in the world, and I appreciate the fact that we can just take a breath and breathe and be together in this musical hour, give or take a few minutes. There's a song that I love. I do it for me almost every concert, and it's one of those songs that remind me who I am and why I do what I do. And it takes on special meaning, and I might be getting ahead of myself, but let me share the song with you. It's a song I wrote. I don't even remember what album it's on. Perhaps album number 7, Choose Love. It's a song called Hey Old Man. I met him on the road from Jacksonville with it from a worn guitar. Said I figure you for a play or two, like me bound for another bar. Said I ain't looking for no friendship here, going as far as New Orleans. I suppose it'd be 10 hours if we stopped for food and gasoline. He said, I'm not much of a singer, son. I'm more a painter with a pen. He said, I only know 4 chords, trying to finish all these songs I bet. I said, hey old man, won't you sing a song? Let me look at your life. Hey old man, take me down your road. It must be better than the one I'm on tonight. I'm on tonight. I broke the silence after sunset. Said it's another day behind. I said, old man, my dreams, even these songs it seems, ride this merry-go-round called my life. And he said, songs are nothing more than stories, a mere reflection of life. And he said, well, it's only fear that keeps you here. And he said, it's through darkness you find your lights. He told me all about his younger days. What an angry man was he. He said, I worked and I wasted years in waiting, and now this old lonely man is me. And I said, hey old man, won't you sing your songs? Let me look at your life. Yes. The old man, take me down your road. It must be better than the one I'm on tonight. We stopped to rest outside of Alabama. When I woke, I found him gone. I would have sworn it was just my dreaming till I found this unfinished song. Hey, young man, go and sing your songs. Let them look at your life. Hey, young man, take them down your road. It must be better than the one I'm on tonight. Hey, young man, go and sing your songs. Let them look at your life. Hey, young man, take them down your road. It must be better than the one I'm on, better than the one I tried to write. This one I'm on tonight. I do that song for me, but there's a connection here, and I know. In fact, let me move my screen up a little bit because I feel like my head's getting cut off. My hair, I have it. I'm grateful for it. There it is. There's the ringmaster for you. I ain't quite right. When I was at Far West many years ago, now Two-Way Street, y'all know Two-Way Street is an institution. 50 years. They celebrate 50 years coming up fairly soon. And we were talking at Soundcheck, which happened yesterday or the day before. I mean, I don't know. It's COVID hair. It's COVID brain. It's everywhere. But we were talking. I said, I do have an amazing story I'd love to share. Oh, please share. So thanks, Joel, for the permission to share my story. I met Dave Humphreys. He's sort of walking through the Folk Alliance conferences, the several that I've been to, as if he were walking on air. Like, there's something about that dude. I don't mean anything magical by that, but when you see somebody who has created a passion and done it for as long as Dave Humphreys has, you gravitate toward people like that. And I gravitated toward him. And I think it was at my second farm. I went up to him and I said, Dave, I'd love to hear your story. And he said, what do you mean you'd love to hear my story? I said, well, you don't create a coffee shop to make a gazillion dollars. Tell me what happened. That song I sang, Hey Old Man, is sort of a conversation that I imagined to have with Pete Seeger. If Pete Seeger were hitchhiking on a highway somewhere and I was playing from club to club and I saw this old guy with his thumb out, I would pick him up and he would share this wisdom that I had hoped as a young songwriter, an older dude would tell me, kind of exactly what Pete Seeger did. Okay, that paints the picture. Because what came out of Dave's mouth, the details may be a little skewed because of my memory, but what I will tell you is Dave said he was at college. He was in the committee that brought Pete Seeger to college. Pete was running late, snowstorm, yada, yada, came in, literally pulling out his banjo while dusting the snow off his shoes and his coat. And he started singing. And Dave said for the next couple hours, it was magical. And I wanted to create that in my town. And that's the story I remember Dave telling me for starting Two-Way Street Coffee Shop. And the truth is, we all hope that our music lands, we as artists, right? We as human beings hope that our art, our lives make a difference in somebody's life, apostrophe S. We hope that apostrophe S turns into plural at some point. Especially artists, we dream that this music goes, but we as artists also have this interesting little kid inside of us that's going, yeah, but all you have is a 6-string guitar and a voice. That's just not enough. Sometimes it feels like that. And I look to people like Dave and people like Pete Seeger, if I could throw them in the same sentence. And I'm reminded, which is where this song came from. It's a song from the new project. It's called Ain't No Stopping Us Now. I am only one voice, but I'm singing a simple melody I hear in my heart, calling all my friends come and join me. Let volume overwhelm when we sing our parts. Melody, harmony, sweetest sounding symphony. Ooh. Ain't no mountain too high gonna stop us. Ain't no valley too low. Our feet, heartbeat, we go together, singing a song we know. We got music and we're gonna make it some kind of wonderful wow. Ain't no say so, we go together, ain't no stopping us now. My apologies if there are educators in the audience tonight. Ain't no stopping us now. We're marching to the same beat, ain't it funny? We don't lose ourselves by singing along. It's the miracle of music that connects us. Differences combined, by singing we're strong. Melody and harmony, sweetest sounding symphony. Ooh. Ain't no mountain too high gonna stop us. Ain't no valley too low. Our feet, heartbeat, we go together, singing a song we know. We got music and we're gonna make it some kind of wonderful wow. Ain't no say so, we go together, there ain't no stopping us. Every child, woman, man, sing with us, join our band. Ooh. There ain't no mountain too high gonna stop us, ain't no valley too low. Our feet, heartbeat, we go together, singing a song we know. We got music and we're gonna make it some kind of wonderful wow. Ain't no say so, we go together, there ain't no stopping us, ain't no stopping us now. There ain't no stopping us now. So I'm glad you're here. I'm glad that you have joined us. I'm glad to be here virtually by way of my studio in a little town called Maumee, Ohio. 3.5 hours, a time zone away. And just so you know, my music is available and open to anyone. My music is about erasing lines, about building bridges. I'm not quite sure where your week or your life or your story has led, but all of that is welcome in this moment, and I'm glad you're here. Hey, let me get that door for you. Your arms are more than full. I do not make a career of this. I have a lot of pull. Forgive me, my name's Carrie. It's nice to meet you too. Don't you just love it when strangers meet to help each other through? Yes, you are welcome here. Everyone's welcome here. Yes, you are welcome here. Everyone's welcome here. Yes, you are welcome here. Everyone's welcome here. It's a very simple chorus. I hope you join me next time. Now the scientists say one thing. Others flatly disagree. Many are those who will never ask which truth can be believed. So the arguments continue in this deafening debate. Open minds seek to understand, looking through the eyes of grace. grace. Yes, you are welcome here. Everyone's welcome here. Yes, you are welcome here. Everyone's welcome here. So it goes with every issue. Some are silenced, set apart. The question now is how to wide the opening of our hearts. You know, when we build bridges instead of walls, when we open doors instead of closing them, that's when the moments happen, the miracles happen. Yes, you are welcome here, everyone. Everyone's welcome here. Ah, you sound good. Yes, you are welcome here. Everyone's welcome here. Yes, you are welcome here. Everyone's welcome here. Yes, you are welcome here. Everyone's welcome here. Now, there are those that are, I hear you when you build bridges, when you tear down the walls, when you open the doors, craziness can come in. And yeah, that's entirely true. Sometimes it can. Well, there's a song for that. The song is inspired by a moment that happened to me in a Texas wedding. I had been to Texas, not often, have kin there. We were in that sweet spot, that triangle between San Antonio, Kerrville, which is a Kerrville Folk Festival, and the Austin. Some high ground, some hills country, as they call it up there. There was this beautiful outdoor wedding spot, and the kids got married, and we went into the reception hall, and that's when the beer bottles started to be thrown. And that was just the wedding party. The cop that was there, and apparently in Texas, you have to have a police officer at every wedding. So the police officer had the beer bottle thrower, the first one, on the ground. And she, you can't make it up, she had her hand up grabbing his, she was on the ground and grabbed his man bits. And I, Midwestern Ohioer, I'm just laughing thinking about it. It must have been what it looked like. My chin was on the ground, and I heard him walk up. I didn't see him. He goes, "You ain't from here, are you?" No, I'm not. And I stare back at the woman with her hand on his, yeah. He said, "Well," he didn't do that. I did that just for effect. He said, "Well, it ain't a Texas wedding till somebody gets arrested." I'm sorry. He said, "It ain't a Texas wedding till somebody gets arrested." Honey, it's time for us to go. I am not man enough to be here. Everything is big and bad in Texas. 4 seasons come drought, blizzard, twister, flood. We ride gravy trains with biscuit wheel sets. A strong coffee walks right to your cup. We never kick a fresh turd on a hot day. That's the lyric. We never kick a fresh turd on a hot day. We keep our saddles oiled and our guns greased. We don't drop them guns to hug the grizzly. We thank the Lord for brisket and sweet tea. Before amen, remove the hat. That's the honest truth. The inside track. Every lie can circle back. In Texas, we learn young of facts of fact. In Texas, we grow men like Bigfoot Wallace. He's the biggest, baddest ranger in the land. He fought off the Mexicans and natives. He wrestled rattlesnakes with his bare hands. All them pretty girls live here in Texas. They always match their sundress with their boots. Make a man pop clean right through an old stump. Make a cattle driving cowboy change his route. Say amen, tip his hat. That's the honest truth, the inside track. Every lie can circle back. In Texas we learn young of facts of fact. In Texas we grew, we read all the 10 commandments. We take an extra breath at number 9. The one that says ye shall not bear false witness. Alternative, in fact, is not a lie. Say amen. Replace the hat. That's the honest truth. The inside track. Every lie can circle back. In Texas we learn young of facts of fact. In Texas we learn young of facts of fact. I'll wait till you stop laughing, and then we can continue the musical portion of the program. Yes, when you tear down the walls, when you build bridges, when you open up the doors, when you take away the line that somebody has drawn in the sand, when you stretch out your hand in help, offer to help, or in friendship, there is some craziness that can happen. Or someone enters whose voice or authority or wealth or place of power gives us reason or thing, people, race, cultures, and that's been used throughout history, gives us something to fear. I don't know why we haven't caught on to this tactic. It's been used for years. One of the songs on this new CD, this is the new CD, What a Show. It's available at my website, Kerry Patrick Clark. All the links to .com, kerrypatrickclark.com. All the links to stream and to download. I've explored old fairy tales before, and I love the concept because they mean something when you take the story and you sort of weave your own story through. I mean, we've done this throughout history as well. And I was thinking about that in terms of being a ringmaster in this crazy circus that was unfolding before me when the idea came a couple of years ago. And I thought, man, this fear it's back. It's what is, anyways, don't even get me started. And so I just imagined the book that we read as kids, or to our kids, three little piggies, and then started laughing. There were these piglets who dreamed about a village, so they built it, the houses numbering 3. Then comes this idiot. I know you know the story, but revisit. Is here now with me. He blew the homes of straw and twig. I overheard this from one pig. I did. Time you should have been pouring butters in the frost line under the ground to make it strong enough. Just one little puff won't leave what we have found when the walls come tumbling down. When the walls come tumbling down. Yeah. Tumbling down. He's big and he's bad. Doesn't worry about the details. Had a new plan. Thinking fast on his feet, it's so grand. He knows you're gonna love it. He says I can. Ain't no one that's better than me. You see, it's toughness, talent, guts. One pig called him nuts. Good luck should have been pouring footers in the frost line under the ground to make it strong enough. Just one little puff will leave what we have found when the walls come tumbling down. The walls. History repeats. We still got liars, wolves, and sheets and concrete. All this time I've been pouring footers in the frost line under the ground to make it strong enough. So just one little puff won't leave what we have found when the walls come tumbling down. When the walls come tumbling down. When the walls come tumbling down. When the walls tumbling down. I love that song. I love that song. I found this sort of new thing. I don't know that it's new. Who was the sculptor? Michelangelo? That somebody asked, "How do you know what you're carving in the stone?" And he said, "Oh, the stone tells me," or something like this. Do you know this story? And then he went on to say, "My job isn't to carve. My job is to remove the stone to reveal what's there." And was really taken by that concept, because these songs, as singer-songwriters, we run the risk of telling you what inspired us about writing a song, and then it doesn't give it room to breathe or become yours, right? And so I'm a storyteller. I love telling stories, and stories are magical. They've been used culturally before the written word. We would gather around a fire and in a nipi, or the elders would talk, and the stories would be passed from generation to generation. The history of people would be passed from generation to generation. I'm old enough to remember growing up sort of doing that with music. I would sit in a circle, if you will, with the disc, putting it on the turntable, putting the headphones on, hoping upon hope that there were lyrics on the sleeve when we pulled it out. We could read along with, and we participated in music, and it became something to us. And I love folk music, and I love singer-songwriter genres, and so I try my best to get out of the way of the song, and yet weave this story so we have a chance to connect. The songs have a chance to connect. And just like Michelangelo, who said, my job is to remove the stone, and the sculpture will be there, whatever it may be. I've grown to have a conversation with these songs. And more often than not, they tell me. They tell me when they're done being written, when they're ready. This one took 24 years, and I'm not kidding. Now, when I say it took 24 years, it didn't take 24 years. The inspiration happened 24 years and a week ago, because 24 years and a week ago, my wife and I were down in Florida celebrating the fact that we had just said I do. And what happened next was just marvelous for me. Uncle Ray picked us up at the airport and drove us down to the Grouper house in Naples and gave us the keys to the condo. But he said, before I drop you off, let me take you to the show. Uncle Ray, I don't think you understand. I'm thinking this. I wouldn't say this. This man just paid for dinner. This is my wife. I really don't want to see a show. I like to go to our condo. So we drove through downtown Naples. I'd been there before. There were cars. The more we drove, the more people were, and the more cars there were. There's one, Uncle Ray said, and he found a parking space. Uncle Ray, I'm sorry, what? I don't remember a theater being around these parts. Oh, no, it's not in a theater. What show are you talking about? So we walked in the same direction that everybody was walking, and when the road ended, it ended exactly because there wasn't any land left. There was a beach, and then there was the Gulf. I bet 100,000 people were on this beach. The din of conversations until the sun hit the horizon. That's when each and every person standing on the beach or the pier turned to face the sun, and in silence watch the sun slip over the curve of the earth. Came to watch the sunset settle on the ocean, to end the first day of forever on this beach. Once the sun began to sink, we turned and we did not blink. We were hoping for a sight seldom seen. We heard all the old folks say they'd seen it. We'll never know just when the atmosphere agrees, and that last one ray of light disappears from sight. There's a beam, a burst, a flash of emerald green. Love does not need words. Love's the sound that's heard in silence. Love turns dirt and dust into a holy hush. It's that space between the things that make the noises. It's in the knowing what the other one's not said. It's when words are out of reach. It's when standing on a beach we share something that takes away our breath. All the old folks smile and nod as they remember the very first time their hearts stood upon the shore. They too came to see. They heard the same thing we, though we did not know that we had gathered for. There was a perfect pause. An audience applauded silence. Silhouettes at dusk. All the world and us in silence, silence. Love does not need words. Love is the sound that's heard in silence, turning dirt and dust into a holy hush. 24 years it took to write that song. I just love that song so much. That song's on my new project as well. It was released on September 1st. It's called What a Show. In fact, all these songs are on that record. And I have to tell you, when I turned 40, which was about 2 months ago, my wife sent me to Alaska to a guitar camp. And I sort of, honey, I don't really care about playing the guitar really well because I care about this thing. And the guitar is just an instrument to help me do this thing. And she mentioned one of my favorite artists is going to be there and a couple other people who I love musically. And I said, oh, I'm sorry. Did I not tell you I didn't want to go or give you that idea? What I found magical that Joni Mitchell, David Wilcox, many, many other folkies have learned is this thing called alternative tuning. If you play the guitar and get this particular album, most of the songs, most of the alternative tuning songs, if not all of them, are in Dadgad, which is probably the first tuning that we learn in alternative tuning. And Dadgad is exactly what it sounds like: B, A, D, G, A, D. Dadgad. And what I love about alternative tunings is you can use essentially one finger. Those are one finger chords. And it sounds amazing. It just sounds so huge. And what I also love is there's just some voicings that you get that are magical, and you can almost picture the sun's rays shining, being reflected as you hear these chords. And what that's done is opened up this incredible palette for me, because I don't know that my words would be as lovely as they are without these incredible chord combinations, these voicings. Listen, here's what I know. We have time for a couple of more songs. I'm going to do a couple more songs and tell you what an honor it is just to be with you tonight. And thank you for joining Two-Way Street Coffee House. If you've not been to Two-Way Street, you need to go when they open back up. It's a lovely place, and for 50 years, darn near, they've been presenting folks like me open mic nights, a ton of community things. And as we were talking in our sound check, I love that they are one of the folk clubs that will not disappear because of the pandemic. Thankfully, the pandemic has been devastating to our industry, those that tour and those that write. I was talking to my radio promoter, and he said that radio listenership right now is up 40%. So from a songwriting perspective and a CD perspective, that is really, really, really good news. So let me do a couple more songs off of the album, and this is so we deal in our world, we deal with addiction in the world that we live in. My family has 3 family foundations, one of which just released a movie this past weekend called One, the Documentary, on Amazon. If you have Amazon Prime, you can watch it. And if you watch it, please watch it. It's a hard watch. It's about addiction. A couple of folks in our community, but it's not just about addiction, because the picture that we have about addiction, or vices, if you will, right? Addiction is just a really crappy vice. Is that an addiction is just a symptom of a larger issue. I took a look at that as a songwriter, and I wondered exactly what that would feel like. How could you capture this in chords, in words? I hope I did it justice. This song's on the new CD as well. If you could feel my heart, got a restless groove, ain't no standing still. Make me wanna move, try to run, try to hide. Ain't no escape from the stuff inside. Stuff inside. Stuff inside. Ain't nowhere to hide from the stuff inside. Stuff inside. Stuff inside. Nowhere to hide. Stuff inside. Well, it calls me down, knows my name, it takes my hand, it shares my shame. Oh, this valley low, barely getting sun. I drink it dry, gonna make me numb. Make me numb. It's gonna make me numb. Pour another one. Make me numb. Gonna make me numb. Make me numb. Pour another one. Gonna make me numb. So I cling and crawl from disgusting depths. I collapse, I fall. I gasp for every breath. I try to scream. There ain't no sound. My hope lets go. Tumble down. Tumble down, tumble down. There ain't no sound when I tumble down. Tumble down, oh, tumble down. There ain't no sound when I tumble down. If you could feel my heart, it's got a restless groove. Ain't no standing still. Make me wanna move. Try to run. Try to hide. Ain't no escape. The stuff inside. So let me take you back almost an hour ago, and I shared a story about Dave Humphreys and Pete Seeger, and the moment that Dave watched this man with such passion take an audience, fresh in from the road, running a little late because of a storm. I don't know if there was one song. I didn't ask Dave this question. I don't know if there's one moment or one song that moved David to the point of going, I'm going to do something. It could have been the whole night, but I have this belief system that one song can change the world. And I do that because I will never know, perhaps, if your world has changed because of a song that I've written or participated in. But I can share this story with you. I was in Los Angeles, 2018, for the Folk Alliance conference, when my social media company, Jeanette is her name, sent me a text. Are you coming to the spoken word event? Well, yeah, I texted her back. Of course I am. Why? Now, the spoken word event, it was something new for me. They hadn't done it, at least that I remember, at Far West. Far West is a folk music and world music and folk and world dance. And now they're adding storytelling. They'll always have had it. That's just not been highlighted necessarily. All folk alliances have. And on Sunday, the last day of the conference, they had a storytellers come in. Yes, Jeanette, I'm going to come. Why? Bring your guitar and bring a song of hope. Well, at that time, I had 8 albums. I've got 9 now. I've got 9 stinking albums of hope. Okay, what song? Nothing. Okay, so I was drying my hair. I get in my car. I'm driving there, and 2 songs come up for me. One is a song that I wrote called Ground Zero, which I wrote for the Twin Towers when that came down. CNN used that song for the 6-month and the year anniversary. And I had just written a song that came from a conversation that I had with someone who lost his battle with addiction. And this was singing for me. I don't know why. I'm going to sing the song and I'm going to share a story with you. You're not the only one who's argued with a voice that has no claim, still accuses. Tried a million ways to stop the noise, the silence shows, then refuses. The lies, the fears, the doubts. That list just don't run out. Simple truth is love already mastered. You matter. You matter. From once upon a time till ever after. You matter. You matter. I showed up on Sunday at the Far West Conference. I didn't meet the speaker. I had no clue what the story was that he or she, turned out it was a she, was going to share. The person in charge said, listen, when Aunt Mama gets up to speak, you're going to come and you're going to sit on this chair. And the end of her story is about reaching into an Easter basket for eggs of hope. And she's going to do this 2 or 3 times and then turn to you. No introduction. I said, it's totally fine. So I'm sitting there with these 2 songs. And the story that Aunt Mama shares is one of hearing voices in 6th grade that says, throw your pencil across the room. In 7th grade, it was books and backpacks. You know where the story's going. And I'm sitting there going, you have got to be kidding me. I sang the first lyrics of that song because just like Dave experiencing that moment with Pete Seeger, man, I just want my music to connect, and I can't believe what's unfolding in front of me. This woman is going to turn to me in 5 or 10 minutes after telling about her struggle with schizophrenia, and I'm going to sing a song, and I know exactly which one I'm going to sing. You're not the only one who's argued with a voice that has no claim. It still accuses. Tried a million ways to stop the noise. The silence shows and refuses. The lies, the fears and doubts. That list just don't run out. Simple truth is love already mastered. You matter. You matter. From once upon a time till ever after. You matter. You matter. There are moments of regret in every life. So take a breath. Please remember, falling down, the struggling to rise, the wild extremes of storms you weathered. Those clouds kept rolling in. Feels like they will not end. No. Simple truth is love already mastered. You matter. You matter. From once upon a time till ever after. You matter. You matter. Take a moment now and breathe it in. Your tingling skin, that's surrender. And if the tears should come and let them flow, you know that they know, they remember. I look for those moments that changed lives. I know it's happened for you. What a gift it is to spend this time with you. I thank you so much for tuning into tonight's broadcast. Huge thank you. Kudos to 2-Way Street Coffee House. Dave, peace on you, man, for dreaming the dream and keeping it running. And now our friends who are taking over. That sounds weird, taking over? No, the new executive directors. We're so happy for you guys. And I'm honored to be here tonight, so thanks. So take a moment now and breathe it in. Tingling skin, that surrender. If the tears should come and let them flow, you know that they know, yeah, they remember. Simple truth is love already mastered. You matter. You matter. From once upon a time till ever after. You matter. You matter. Thanks so much.
Wow. What a show.
I see what you did
Kerry
there.
Patrick
I see
Clark.
what you did there. That's awesome.
Oh, man, it doesn't get better than that. I mean,
Wow.
wow.
Absolutely amazing. Everybody, please remember www.twowaystreet.org to make a donation to Carrie. What an amazing show. Thank you so much for being here. We're so glad to have you.
And thanks to our audience for tuning in tonight. And remember, there's a virtual community event tomorrow. It's the Country Western Jam. It starts at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. And how about one more, Carrie? Would you play one more for us?
I'd be honored to play one more. And thanks again, you guys. What a treat to see you virtually. I can't wait till we can do this in person. But
It'd be great.
there's a magic. I live about 3.5 hours from you, and there's a magic in driving home after playing 2-Way Street. It's just this.
It's a magical place for sure.
I mean, the first time I played there, I got a hotel and I thought, this is dumb. I can't sleep. There's some sort of magic, your whole body vibrates because of the mystery or the mad music or the miracle that happens when people come together for community. And so peace to you for continuing the tradition. I wish you well and happy to help however I can.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. We're super proud.
All right, so good night, everybody. One
Good
more
night.
from
One
Carrie.
more from Kerry Patrick Clark.
I can do that. This is an odd encore closing song, but I'm going to do it because of all the labels that I wear. Now, we're in this pandemic time. There are hurricanes every stinking day or week, fires burning everywhere. I'm right. The list goes on. And I don't mean to bring anybody down, but in moments like that, I take a breath, and I'm so grateful for this music. For many years, it was my identity, and I had to work through that because I became a father. And it's the greatest gift and the greatest title I own, and one of the proudest moments I have. And it's cool to watch a cute blonde-haired kid. Man, he looks just like me. Did I mention how cute he was? Okay, good. You still with me? Oh, no. I'll wait till you start. It's fun to watch this little blonde-haired kid running around with a guitar. He's not little anymore. He's 17. Dad, I just wrote a song. Oh my gosh. Seriously, wicked talented. I just love it. So let me end with this song and say thanks again. Tall grasses wither, all flowers fade. Yet through it all just one thing remains. Small children stumble, all children fall. They'll hardly notice through it all. There before you, behind you, and right by your side, in the laughter and tears, you have or will cry. Everlasting, unfailing, and more than enough love. Father's love. Be strong, be courageous, do not be afraid. In loving and losing, and in every mistake. Be slow to anger, embrace brotherhood, seek more understanding than to be understood. There before you, behind you, and right by your side, in the laughter and tears, you have a cry. Everlasting, unfailing, more than enough love. You were born to dare, dream and try, look the face of fear right in the eye, and if darkness descends, leaving nowhere to run, remember, you are my son. There before you, behind you, in every step, from the very beginning till you take your last breath. Everlasting, unchanging, more than enough love. Father's love. Thanks again for joining us tonight. Be well.